Welcome back to World Crisis Radio. The underlying reality now, therefore, is this. Obama has declared all-out war against Pakistan, except that it's an oblique war waged through Afghanistan, and the technique is to take the existing civil war inside Afghanistan and to export that massively, to continue to export it into Pakistan to the point where Pakistan sinks into chaos and civil war so that no pipelines, no railroads, no economic development can go on. Why not attack Pakistan directly? Easy answer. The U.S. is too weak. Pakistan is too big, and the U.S. is too weak. The logistics are a nightmare, needless to say. And here's the heart of the matter. Pakistan is a nuclear state. Pakistan has a nuclear arsenal. All this brouhaha, this endless battage about the so-called dangers to the Pakistani nuclear forces. This has everything to do with the fact that the U.S. fears those nukes. In other words, nuclear deterrence is working. The U.S. is deterred by the Pakistani nuclear forces. These prevent a direct attack. Suppose you wanted to assemble a Normandy-style invasion fleet in the waters off Pakistan, right, in the Indian Ocean and the Arabian Sea, off the mouth of the Indus River there, right, Karachi port in this area. Well, of course, one or two even small nuclear weapons in the middle of that invasion fleet, and there is no more invasion fleet. You cannot attack Pakistan directly because Pakistan enjoys the advantage of nuclear deterrence. Ali Bhutto, in retrospect, is vindicated. He has given his country at least that much of a dimension of strength. So what the U.S. has got to do, given the fact also that Pakistan is an immense country, 160 million people, 2.5 times bigger than Iran, with a real nuclear arsenal ready to go, ready to be fired off, with some medium-range missiles that can deliver it, right? And it's going to be really hard to stop those. You can't be sure that some of those won't get through. Therefore, the U.S. has to find a way to attack Pakistan below the nuclear threshold and below the conventional threshold. And therefore, what we've got is an exercise in fourth-generation warfare, guerrilla proxy oblique warfare, with Afghanistan once again serving as the hub of this geopolitical strategy in Central Asia. Now, specifically, think about these ethnic groups in the area. Let's look at this ethnic group called the Pashtuns. Pashtuns, call them what you want, 30 to 40 million of them, quite a number on the Afghani side, quite a number there on the Pakistani side. Now, this is a group that has many resentments. They have a cahier de doléances. They have a list of complaints that goes on forever. These Pashtuns are largely excluded from the army and the administrative apparatus of Afghanistan. The puppet government that the U.S. put into Afghanistan is the Northern Alliance. Remember them? The Northern Alliance. That was the slogan under Bush, right? That Northern Alliance heroin was better than Taliban heroin for some reason. So this Tajik-based Northern Alliance from northern Afghanistan are the officer corps. I think they have some Khazars and you have some Tajiks. Those are the officers. The Pashtuns don't get to be officers. Now, Karzai is an exception because he is a Pashtun. He is the figurehead of this entire government. This government is slated to be destroyed. He may well find himself in the same boat as President Diem of South Vietnam in 1963, meaning he may find himself in the trunk of a car riddled with bullets thanks to his U.S.-controlled security detail. But specifically, the Pashtuns are alienated from the Kabul central government of Afghanistan. This is why the Taliban are so powerful in this Helmand Valley, Helmand province, and such border areas. It's another way of saying that there are Pashtuns there, and there are Pashtuns on the other side. What does it look like if you're a Pashtun in Pakistan? You're also alienated because the Pashtun perception on the Pakistani side is that the central government in Islamabad is controlled by Punjabis. Remember the main ethnic groups of Pakistan. We have the Pashtuns. They are unhappy. We have the Baluchis. They are unhappy. We have the Sindhis. They were the basis of the Bhutto family, the Benazir Bhutto and so forth. They're now not too happy. But the Punjabis are the ones who control largely the Pakistani military. At least this is the tendency. So you have this Pashtun population on both sides of the border, and they are not happy campers. The entire essence of the U.S. policy is to goad the Pashtuns into a frenzy of discontent, resentment, and guerrilla warfare. First of all, by occupying the areas where there are Pashtuns. Look at that map. They say this is to control populations. No. This is a strategy designed to antagonize, to cause a backlash among the Pashtuns, to drive the fighters certainly into Pakistan as much as possible. Right? The Taliban fighters are going to be pushed across the border into Pakistan by the presence of this extra 100,000 Soldateska, 115,000, whatever it gets up to, the U.S. NATO invasion force reaching about the same level as the Soviet Union. Drive the Taliban Pashtun fighters out of Afghanistan, drive them into Pakistan so they can wage war against the central government, those Punjabis in Islamabad that are giving you a hard time over there. And at the same time, then, therefore, you're going to have the national uprising of the Pashtuns saying, we're sick of Afghanistan, we're sick of Pakistan, we want to have our own independent Pashtunistan, and that's our country. If the Pashtuns do this, you can be sure that the Baluchis, where the CIA has also got secret armies going on, they will imitate. And with this, you've got the added benefit that you're carving into Pakistan, into Afghanistan, I think to some extent, but in particular into Iran. So what you've done is started a process for the breakup of Afghanistan, the breakup of Pakistan, which is the main immediate goal, and indeed the breakup of Iran, right, with those peripheral non-Persian nationalities of Iran being subjected to this process of radicalization and civil war and chaos all around. That's the goal. Now, again, people say, well, why? What is the point of this? Once again, the Anglo-American world domination relies to a significant degree on domination of the Middle East. Certainly oil resources, the cash resources of the oil producers, right? The dollar immediately implicated with Saudi Arabia and these Emirates, right? We saw when the UAE was on the verge of insolvency that we had a frisson of fear in the markets around the world. The idea now is to block the economic development of Pakistan as an energy corridor. We'll be back in a minute.